So I've put together the documents that I've shown in video presentations, except I didn't record assembling the documents, and I didn't record dimensioning because, you need a hour-long tutorial on how to dimension. But I'm showing the PDF that I sent to the client. And I thought maybe I should record this first and then send it to the client, but I did it backwards. I didn't do it that way because it's backwards. But anyway, so here's the first sheet. It's a site location and a sheet list. Now remember, this is coming from a template. So my sheet list is already made, okay? And my sheets are already loaded. And most of these sheets right now are blank, but that they still exist, and so they're still showing. And I'm not worried about not showing this, or going in and changing that, because it's just wasted time. But I could change that so that only the active sheets actually show. And that just really isn't worth the effort. So then I have a site, went to Google, got a map, and I'm just showing where the site is and the legal description of it. Then I put the site of the surveyor's drawing, I put my work on top of the surveyors so that the client can see how it fits in relationship to the setbacks and everything. And then, I put the renderings in first. Instead of actually laying out the floor plan, I put the renderings in first. And so here's a rendering of the great room. Here's a rendering of the great room and the stairs from the foyer. Then a couple of kitchen renderings coming from the family room, looking across coming from the breakfast nook, looking back to the family room or sitting room. Then I gave him I put some beds in second floor to give it scale, and three-dimensional view of the second floor. Then a three-dimensional view of the first floor, so we'll get some idea of how the house works. Again, you can see there's no slab in the garage. Then I show the basement plan because Revit makes that automatically as I have my stacked walls. And then I have a red line here, which is showing where the building envelope is. We cannot exceed that. Then I show the 3D view of the basement. Remember, we put the sun coming from the different angles so that it would highlight the different side of the house. So the sun here is from the top right, which allows this to be visible, how the grade and the basement interact. And then I changed and did another rendering with the sun at the top left. And that gives an opportunity to show, instead of being in shadow, you can actually see how the house and the topography match. This is the exact topography. There's no sculpting whatsoever. Because of the restrictions on the site, there will not be a lot of sculpting in terms of digging out to get to get a larger walk. Then my next presentation sheet is simply the first floor plan. Tells them how many square feet it is. It has all of the different room sizes, and then it has the room schedule broken down by the first floor and the second floor. And it tells how many square feet everything is. Now, when we get to the upper hall, you'll see 360 square feet. This is, I would have noticed this if I had done this presentation and then sent the drawing, but I did it the other way. I sent the drawing first to the client. But that's a high number, so we'll get to that. But then this is how I present it. And the client's used to seeing things this way. Oh, look at here. See, I didn't notice that either. So that's a little mistake. I just noticed that right now. But anyway, get the colors for the rooms and then the square footages and which level they take place on. So I have Revit organize it by sheet number first of all, and then I have it sorted by the floor level, first or second. Sorry about that noise in the background. It's my dog playing with a plastic milk container. All right, so then I show the dimensions. I'm not showing any room names or anything. If the client wants to see what the size of a particular room is, then it's going to. And the second floor, and I did put some beds in just to give the scale to that, but it also shows that. And here's where I saw this 360. And so that sounds like a lot of square footage, considering the master bedroom is only 280 square feet. Why is the upper hall 360 square feet? And then I dimensioned it. So let's do this. So I put a region around this area. And look what it is, 354 square feet. So Revit has elected to spread out this space to include the stairs as well. So what I would need to do in order for that to change is I'm going to put in a room separator and not count the stairs. So let's see, I've highlighted that, so I can go over here and say hide that element. And then put in a room separator. Put a room separator in. You can see even here it went all the way past the stairs. So I'm going to put a room separator in right here. Let's see how that, if that changes anything, it should. Down here. Across here. Straight down. I'm going to come straight down to here. So I can stop right there. And let's say that's enough. Right, you can see that it already changed it to 259 square feet. And now I'm going to put the room separator over here. And we'll see what that does to the square footage. Now, I would like to go to the riser because the riser is really the correct location, I think, for calculating area. But there we go, 184 square feet. That's much better. So I might get a call from the client tomorrow. Look at this. All right, so delete that. Okay. Just put in an extra line. Okay, so that makes more sense now, and that's what I did was put in a room separator so that that actually was more accurate as far as square footage goes. This is the important number here, and that didn't change because I used the annotate in region and filled region, and I simply traced around, but I didn't count the stairs because we're already over square footage. So I didn't count the stairs. Went back in there, and 1734 square feet is what we have. So however the upper hall calculated the square footage, I wouldn't change this dimension. So we go back to the first floor. Let's go back to the first floor drawing. Let's see, is this one? No, this one. I guess I'm going to say okay to whatever it was doing too. Sketch is empty, so I'll continue. Just cancel. I don't know what the sketch was. Second floor upper hall, still 360. Why? Because maybe no, second floor is 184. Second upper hall, 184 square feet. So that should have changed because that's from that goes into the schedule. There's the room schedule. There we go. So room schedule 2. What about room schedule? Maybe that's the one I have up there. No, it's 184 also. So we'll go back to the first floor dimension. Let's just go back to the first floor. Okay, so then we'll go back to the there we go. And so that's interesting that that didn't change. That's the room schedule. That's definitely something's not right. 184. I think it was just 360. Anyway, I saved the drawing, saved the model, and it changed to 184. Okay, so here's the presentation that the client's going to see in a PDF format. I've emailed it to him, and I'll wait for him to call me back, and we'll talk about it. And there'll be good news, bad news, or more likely something kind of in the middle.